I want to try my best to make this video from the position of my intention to serve the gaming community. I'm not at odds with people who own a console. I have never been at odds with people who own a console. However, if you see me be somewhat adversarial to someone's position about, the console gaming PC thing, it's because they're not being honest in their arguments, or their arguments is missing some level of what I think is the fact or some context that's necessary, or maybe they're trying to mischaracterize an argument that I put forward. That's when you're going to see me actually go crazy about this whole conversation. There are two comments that came up. I made a video where I talked about the comments in detail, but I thought, well, there's no need. However, it's basically going to be highlighting a lot of what we've seen in this whole conversation. So let me go ahead and preface this video with, if you play on console, I don't hate you and I don't hate consoles. To be very honest, I couldn't care at all what you play on. In fact, let me give you guys a few ironic things. I have a very good friend. Okay, one time there was an occasion in his life, and I gifted him a gaming PC. I literally built a gaming PC and gifted it to him. He still went back to console. I was not upset. I wasn't bothered. It's his gift. He could do whatever he wanted to do with it, because you're talking to somebody who is a console gamer and a PC gamer. I think what makes a lot of people frustrated is because I stay on the argument so heavy, because I play on both, and both sides of the argument I'm well versed in, because I'm just like the console gamer and just like the PC gamer. It's a weird hybrid. Not because, I'm bragging about being some kind of whatever. No, I just am a regular gamer that just sits in the ecosystems like everybody else. I'll get on, Discord, chat with folk on there. I have a whole Division clan that I'm a member of. I didn't even start the clan. They said, yo, come be a member of this clan that I'm a member of for the Division. It's a PlayStation clan. I literally will fire my PS5 up. I'll put my headset on and I'll be on chat whenever I'm playing on PlayStation. In fact, if I'm not playing with my clan on PlayStation, I don't want to play any games on there, because that's the community that I'm a part of. At the same time, believe it or not, I'll fire my Xbox Series X. And by the way, I have a 4090 build. I'll fire my Series X up and I'll play Arkham Knight 30 FPS. I wouldn't even feel it. I wouldn't even care, because I know the experience I'm going for. It doesn't bother me at all. At the end of the day, you play the games on whatever you want to play the games. I can take a build, I can take apart any of my builds, buy myself a small case and make a compact version of it and put it in my living room, and it basically replicate the console experience with no problem, have better frame rates and such. But I'm a nerd like that, and my goal is to basically help serve the people who want to make the move and basically break out of what I think these console manufacturers have pretty much done to convey their so-called consoles to us, which has not necessarily been the most honest way. That's all I want to do. Yes, there is some animosity between the way the manufacturers marketed their consoles and me and my thinking. Yes, because they didn't tell us the whole truth. So why should we sit there and take, less than what we were actually, promised and what we actually supposedly paid for, when they basically used language that was based on our ignorance to sell us something that wasn't the case? I drove to a different state to buy my PlayStation 5. I spent extra to buy an Xbox Series X because all I was available was a bundle, a more expensive bundle. I have not paid that much. The only thing that I've bought that's been more expensive than my Xbox Series X bundle that I bought was my 4090 GPU. Everything else that I've used to build my computer in one simple purchase has not been as much until I bought my 4090. That's when I was like, okay, that's when I spent more money than that. So I've spent just as much money on console as many console gamers. I understand where we are. Now, yes, I'm a YouTuber, I'm a content creator, but this is basically my own, research in doing this and basically trying to serve people. The two comments that basically are inspiring these videos are comments from audience members. Somebody said to me that they would not spend $1,000, that they're not bothered to spend $1,000 on a gaming PC. And I've said, you don't need to spend $1,000. I made a video to that effect, even replying to Doug Dark. And I showed the cost, I showed the prices, I showed everything. Another audience member came around and said, well, in this argument, we're using basically budget and pre-owned PC parts. My dude, what is a budget part? If a part on a PC component is better than the part on your console component, even if it's cheap, you're insulting the console when you say that. You know that, right? Because if a budget PC part is outperforming the console, there's an implication to that when you put that in a logical framework. And people say I'm bashing consoles. Why would I want to do that? So I want us to be very clear as to who the target of these videos are for. They're for people who have asked, what do I need to do? How do I need to make my move to, PC gaming? Where do I start from? What parts am I buying? How much do these parts cost? Is it as people say? In fact, I corrected someone and said, no. You can pay $661 to be able to achieve a build that would do this for you. Do you know what this person did? They went ahead and doubled down and said, oh, my bad. You actually need to spend $2,000. This is it right here. They said, oh, $1,000. I said, no. Watch this video here. I debunked the myth. And they said, well, no. It's over $2,000. I'm like, yo, why are we not wanting to be honest? What is this level of I must, defend some position that I feel I'm correct on just because? No, that's not how science works. I'm sorry. As much as I want to basically kind of like just not answer these comments anymore, I fear that there are people that are reading the comments as well that will get, in my opinion, misinformed. And there's a responsibility where it's on my channel. So it's either I basically delete the comment because it's a lie. Like the best way that I can describe it is it's actually misinformed. And the worst case scenario is that because even though you try to inform the person doubles down, is that it's a lie. Right? That's basically how it is. It's like telling somebody that, I don't even know what example to use that's not going to get me in trouble here. Like you tell somebody something is not something that they perceive to be something, and then they go ahead and double down regardless, even when you show them the proof that what you're saying is not what is. Like there's proof right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is where the challenge is. And this whole conversation is so much more challenging because the proof is right here, not only in the pudding, but also on your screen. When the pudding splashes on your screen, like, oh, darn. Like the proof is right here, sitting in front of us, and we're seeing it. Yet people choose to ignore that. The Series X and the Series X CPU is now known to us. It's no longer a shroud of mystery. It was eventually going to be found out. The PS5's GPU is known to us, so we know exactly what it is. So when somebody says I'm doing budget builds, and I'm like, no, this GPU right here is 2 tiers better than the GPU comparison in the PS5. How do we know? It's very simple. Let's go on YouTube. This is how you do it. You say PS5 GPU. You look it up and you're going to see it. This is the 6700 non-XT. This GPU here is a 6750 XT. The one that I actually have in this particular video that I'm showing you guys here. It's a 6750 XT. So it's 2 tiers higher than the PS5 GPU. The CPU in the Series X is a 4800S. The CPU that I'm showing you is a Ryzen 5 5500. AMD makes their naming convention very simple. It's numerical and also would have some letters. But from the numerical sense, you can tell what is a tier higher. It's the simplicity in AMD's own lineup that makes that's made them very competitive. Intel has been all over the place. So when you just go up, so by nature, the CPU I'm showing you is a 5500, right? So if you say there was another CPU called a 5600, which one would be more powerful? The 5600, which is the one on the bottom right here on the list, right? And this is a Ryzen 5. They're both in the Ryzen 5 families. Now, if we wanted to maybe go up the tier, we could say a Ryzen 7. Okay, so a Ryzen 7 versus a Ryzen 5, which one will be more powerful? More than likely, now you have to look at the specs because that Ryzen 7 could be like a 30-something hundred. So we got to go look deeper and look at its specs again because now we're in the 7th tier. Or we go to the Ryzen 9. So if we're looking and say, okay, a Ryzen 5 versus a Ryzen 7 versus a Ryzen 9, which one will be more powerful? Obviously, the Ryzen 9 will be more powerful because AMD just basically tiers it that way. And AMD makes all the components inside of your PlayStation 5, well, most of the components in your PS5 and in your Series X. So it's a very simple equation to be able to find out. All you got to do is do cost analysis. You don't have to do budget build or, use PS, because the PS5 is a budget PC build. Like, really, it is. It's a subsidized budget PC build. Xbox and PlayStation, they understand this. They go ahead and they basically will take their components. Let me show you guys. Xbox loses about $200 on every console that they sell, anywhere from $100 to $200, meaning that this $500 console is anywhere from $600 to $700 by itself in order to put it in your hands. Why would a company take a $200 loss without a catch? Why? Why would they take a $200 loss without a catch? So it's that simple. I'm not against the console, not against console owners. I'm just here to serve the people who are looking to make a change. If that's not you at this time, that's perfectly fine. There's no reason to lie. There's no reason to be upset with me. There's no reason to be reporting my videos or downvoting me or whatever. I am just here to provide the message. If you want to stick with console, it's your choice. I have no care in the world where you decide to play your games. I'm praying that the games that I enjoy playing will be cross-play very soon so that we could all play the game together. It won't bother me where you're playing it. I won't be like, oh, you play this on this console or you play this on this platform. I don't care. What do I care? In fact, I'm happy that we now have cross-play and, cross-save in many games. Because what that means is I can play with people in other communities. It's perfect. It's a perfectly, fine and logical place to be. So this is my attempt to basically say, my videos are going to continue on this subject area anyways, depending on who's asking. But again, they're not directed, they're not directed against people. Now, if they're bad arguments, yes, you're going to, if you make an argument that I see as bereft of, any truth or any data or whatever, yeah, that comment's going to hear from me if I see it. So maybe we just probably need to say, okay, maybe we need to ask each other questions so that we can kind of know where we stand or see if there are any misconceptions across the board. Sound good? Thanks so much for watching. Peace out.